Alright guys, welcome back to the Stickmen Warsow Duel Cup Finals. We've got 16 players here, and we're actually already to the upper bracket semifinal, in fact. And we're actually going to be starting things off with hyrv. I need to actually once again look up how best to pronounce his name. And me like a fool closing down the brackets like I should. Yeah, hyrv. I've probably pronounced it wrong in the past, but I'm going to go with that for now. Versus VG GoReY, and actually first map up is going to be Acid WDM2. You may recognize this actually from CPM if some of the viewers out there are more familiar with that than Warsaw, but believe me, this map was built for Warsaw, and when it comes to speed, it doesn't get much more balls to the wall than this. So here we go, we'll be watching GoReY out of the gate at the top of the tier right now, and we're actually be seeing him come up top map, grabbing away riot gun and grenade launcher very quickly, and there's that initial rocket launcher, but they've both got one, and it's going to be, again, a frag suicide just right off the bat. That's going to be resetting positions as far as item grabs go. GoReY will be spawning back up on top of yellow armor as it comes up. We've got hyrv on top of Mega Health, looking for, I believe he had red armor, but had a lot of it burned off at that point. But be that as it may, he's in charge of the stack right now. We have one green armor left up on the board, and GoReY is actually looking more for an angle to do some damage more than anything else right now. In fact, grabbing away that rocket launcher can be so very risky on this map, and actually that's a ton of really great damage with every weapon that GoReY's got in his arsenal, and there's the grab for red armor as well. So a very nice steal, a very nice amount of aggression on that item. hyrv ran into that situation without really, you know, looking both ways before he crossed the street, and he ended up paying for it. I mean, he hasn't been fragged yet, but he just gave GoReY a much larger piece of the pie. So Mega Health also taken away. Where was hyrv? In fact, right now he's coming back up through, and actually he's coming through Mega Health, maybe expecting it to be there a little bit later than it actually was. Well, it's going to be a rude awakening for him, as right now GoReY has just about everything. So hyrv needs to be hitting every single one of these shots. There we go. We have a nice 3 of them traded off there, and with another pickup of yellow armor for him. So it's going to be, yeah, more red armor for GoReY, but he's going to be much slower on the uptake now that he's been, you know, forced down to that amount of damage. So 5 seconds left to Mega. This is going to be a rough fight indeed. We're going to be seeing hyrv actually coming back up down for the top, and GoReY's not there. So hyrv really doing an admirable job of, you know, getting back the position that he had rightfully earned at the beginning of the match. Again, great rails. Doesn't quite get in that last rocket, and that yellow armor is going to be giving GoReY a much better reason to just kind of plus forward and see what he can get out of this. In fact, he's knocked hyrv down to 35 health. We've actually got another solid hit with the railgun, and holy crap, beautiful shots, but GoReY is going to be able to grab a few of his own, and even with this frag, it's only 2-0, and hyrv is very weak. It's going to take him quite a long time before he can get back up to a decent stack. Even with the 100 health. Red armor, yeah, yellow's gone, and red armor's still, you know, 10 seconds away. So that yellow armor is actually going to be giving GoReY a little tiny amount of an advantage here. Means that hyrv just needs to be hitting more, and so far so good. Beautiful rail shot, and a great rocket. Unfortunately, didn't quite catapult him all the way over red armor, and so oh, GoReY still got the grab, but it'll be hyrv getting the last word on that frag. So there we go. More health left up for him. Maybe the 50 will be available. No, not quite. But GoReY is going to be having to just leave the area and not be all that aggressive for a little while, at least until he knows that hyrv is going to be keeping his mitts off of the major items. But so far, that's not going to be happening, of course. hyrv still wanting to be very aggressive on these, but look at that. GoReY went in and out of there just like, hi, I'm going to be taking red armor now. There's something that you think you can do about it, but it ain't gonna happen. And it didn't. So GoReY just got a ton of brownie points with that red. Look at that. It's still at 125. Beautiful. Question is, can he do a lot of damage in retaliation? I mean, he was able to get that steal, which is great, but now he just needs to make the frags happen. Nice. Mega Health taken away by hyrv here. Rocket's being traded off, but with the final switch to Electro Bolt, it's going to be hyrv pulling together the frag. Still 5 seconds to red armor, and hyrv is actually in a really good position for it. Are we going to see any kind of opposition from GoReY? Yes, here it is. Great rockets doing a lot of knockback. Not even quite sure who got the armor out of that situation, but either way, a lot of the armor's been blown off, a lot of it's been burned off, and now hyrv's actually got to plus back a little bit just to stay alive, just to keep GoReY from just barreling down on him with these rockets. And in fact, even though he got the frag, he's left with only 2 health. So GoReY, if he's smart, he'll just keep plus forwarding at this point. This is not the time to lose that momentum. Not over, you know, 2 health. Or even, you know, 27 health, give or take. Nice, so 7-0 so far, 5 minutes 15 seconds left on the clock here on Acid WDM2. hyrv doing a fairly decent job of avoiding a lot of these face-to-face fights. And with another mega pickup, with actually no opposition just because red armor was coming up near simultaneously, a lot of it's going to be about this yellow armor. Or not. They're actually leaving it up for a little bit. They're letting it get a little bit rusty, get a little bit dusty, and having another big haul out in the quarter. But so far it's been hyrv's rockets that have been a little bit more on target. Waiting out for that red armor, in fact. Nobody cares about the yellow. It's all about that red. But hyrv really made sure to punish for that and actually get shot down himself. He's in the water, but where did GoReY go? Holy crap, usually falling into the water is just a flat-out death sentence. There's just nothing to do except drown and maybe push your mouse buttons, because, you know, mice have a lot of buttons. I wish Leonardo DiCaprio had a lot of... Anyway, 7-1, 4 minutes left on the clock. I'm really surprised that hyrv did not die at that point. So GoReY back up on the board now, at least. 13 seconds left to red armor, and hyrv is going to be making a lot of good time, grabbing a lot of really great weapons and ammo packs before heading back over towards RA. Kind of an odd tier for him to pick RA from. He's actually expecting a play to yellow armor, but in doing so, he gave away red armor. Fair trade, of course. So back up here, we have a bit of a yellow armor trade-off. Again, hyrv not doing damage that he needs to. There's only 3.5 minutes left on the clock, but then again, it's only 6 frags between them. He is... Oh, wow. I take that back. He actually has been making a lot of really great rail hits like he was at the beginning of the match. I was just going to be really worried if he started just, like, missing everything he was dishing out. Other than rail, for some reason. It's like KGB on land. Okay, maybe not exactly like. But, okay, there we go. He's stuck in the water. Now they're both stuck in the water. But it's actually GoReY who's able to get out of there with 75 health. Taking a look at him, he's actually going to be needing to head back up towards RA. It's going to be a fight for it. Does he have the weapons for it? Yes, but he doesn't have the initiative, and he loses out everything on that. And now still has 6 frags to make up in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Mega health is going to be up. Near perfect timing on it, but it's going to be hyrv getting the grab. Ended up potentially working better for him. I mean, getting into a fight at the bottom of the mega pit is not fun whatsoever. Nice. Good rails coming out of hyrv, getting GoReY down to 4 health here. Bit of a slow spawn on GoReY's end. He's able to grab away yellow armor. We have 10 seconds to red. So he's got yellow armor and a rocket launcher up top here. But it's going to be a big fight over the rocket launcher teleporter exit. And he's going to be throwing them off through the stairs. Coming back in for one last though. He's only at 28 health. He's got nothing to bring to this fight. And absolutely nothing to bring to the table of red armor. I mean, if you're going to have a fight before the item comes up, you better damn well hope you die. Because otherwise you're just going to be limping. And you're going to be having a charging bull coming after you. So yeah, that's also one of the situations where it's like, yeah, throw the frag. Because I need to be back at 100 right now. Now, weapons, of course, play a major factor in that role. Oof. Alright, so GoReY coming back up here. We have 1 minute 15 seconds left on the clock. Waiting out for yellow armor, but this will be fairly safe for him. And actually, hyrv doesn't even look like he wants to be anywhere near him. So GoReY's like, alright, see you later. Just walk on by. Don't even say hi or anything like that. So 11-3. And look at this chase this is going on. I mean, it's just flat out, I am going to hunt you down. I'm hungry like the wolf. And my mouse is made by Taito or somebody. But yeah, final minute, this is essentially GG. We're going to be seeing Acid WDM2 taken away by hyrv of all people versus GoReY. And for those of you who couldn't tell, GoReY is seated at number 1 here. hyrv is a few slots down the list.
Player call the vote.
So he just wants to vote right into WDM2. And actually, this is a favorite map of mine. I'm really going to enjoy seeing it here tonight. Jeez, it is extremely cold in here. But as soon as we get the vote, or, you know, we get the game over, either way, we're going to be seeing WDM2 up next. Also got a bit of an overhaul for the new 0.6 release, and we're going to be seeing that very shortly. Hopefully, GoReY can, I hate to say it, but wake up a little bit. He was saying that he wasn't liking Warsaw all that much as a game right now, and that he's probably going to be leaving after this cup. But we'll see. We'll see. We've heard that story before. We've been down that road, like with Destruct. All right, WDM2, a single atrium map with major items encircling around. That's pretty much the way it is. I mean, right at the apex of the map, which is visible from the middle, is the platform where the Mega Hell spawns. Other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm actually kind of surprised this is already the upper bracket semifinal. The other one going on between Darkwave and Vishek. And then we'll be done for the upper bracket. I need to see how far along the lower bracket is, of course. Alright, well, we're through the first round at least. With 2 more slots to fill, either with GoReY, Hironelli, Vishek, or Darkwave. At this point, well, I don't want to guess. I mean, just because GoReY is seated at the highest point he can be, he's got to have something to bring to the table here.
Ready to fight.
There we go.
3, 2,
Alright, so we have these guys readied up. It's going to be GoReY versus hyrv. Starting off here, watching GoReY losing out the last round, getting a quick grab for the Electro Bolt, which is actually an item that got moved since the last release, but it allows that player getting that spawn, even if they're the down player, to kind of grab it, see if their opponent is out in mid, and get a free, quick hit. So we have initial red armor taken up here by GoReY, Mega Health taken away by hyrv. Riot Gun and Shotgun for GoReY, and that'll be fairly damn good at all of the close range aggressive shots. So there we have it. Tied back up 1-1. Oof. Nice play by hyrv. He's actually looking to avoid a little bit right now, but again, weapons are going to be a bit of an issue for him. I mean, he's only got rockets, grenades, and riot gun right now. LG and Electro Bolt are going to be a major boon in his cap if he can make it happen. I mean, right now, if he wants to regain control by doing ninja damage from across the map, doing that with only rockets, essentially, is going to be very, very difficult to pull off. Alright, so 1 minute in, we're looking at 1-1. Ah, nice play there by hyrv. He's gotten the grab, and he's actually able to face off with a few more offensive rockets against GoReY. Mega health picked up by GoReY here, but we should be able to see a bit of a response. In fact, it was GoReY who was trying to come back through the teleporter and try to do some damage against hyrv. Now hyrv just kind of sitting back for a second, making GoReY make the first move. And indeed, he didn't quite get the initial round like he wanted to. Got his second, however, and now is going to be looking for a clean escape, or rather any kind of escape, as he makes the jump back up towards red armor. And look at that. Beautiful jump up the ramp. Made sure that there was no real window of opportunity for GoReY to quickly jump up top and make his life a living hell with that red armor. So very nicely played. And now we've got this thing very close to being a tied game. 8 minutes left on the clock. Nice. Mega health taken away, red armor taken away. So we have a lot of really good item trade-offs here, but taking a look here at the damage ratios, GoReY's done 843, while hyrv's done 700. So relatively close. GoReY's got a slight edge there, and it's not just because of the frag. Oof. So why I picked up hyrv wanting to come back up top map and put some pressure on GoReY. That's been his biggest problem here over the past two games, really. I mean, he was able to take the last map, no problem, but the fights were really sporadic. He ended up taking a lot of damage where maybe he shouldn't, and this map allows him to just kind of bide his time a little bit and make sure that he gets him that initial hit, gets him that last laugh, and first laugh too if he can help it. But nice shot by GoReY, making it 3-1. A lot of spam coming out here, but GoReY doesn't really seem to know where hyrv is at this point, and that's something that he can use to his advantage, of course. Y is not quite going to be back up, but he's going to be able to get back up to the top of the map. 3 seconds to red armor, and GoReY wants to shut him off from it, wants to keep him down below, down where he cannot touch that armor, but that's okay. He's still got a yellow. I mean, it's still very worthwhile. The 50 health is going to be up, it's going to be available, and it's going to be a trap. One that hyrv actually does more damage to GoReY with. That's not the traditional kind of trap, where the trapper ends up inflicting pain on the trappee. Rather the opposite. Nice. I mean, being down in that pit of death at the very bottom of the map, it always feels like you're damaging at like half of what you should be down there. It's a psychological thing. Nice rails by hyrv here, but over-relying on that could be very, very dangerous for him. There we have it. Very, very nice. And it's going to be a few more rockets, a few more bits of plasma, but it's going to be GoReY pulling together a 5th frag, making this thing 5-1 total, and a lot more spam is going to be keeping hyrv in the game, just wanting to lay off the attrition damage. And this is the first time in a while we've seen hyrv really trying to pull that kind of gambit. It's just, yeah, do a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. It will add up. He's got 5 minutes and 10 seconds to pull up these 3 frags, and I think if he keeps that kind of style of play up, he can pull it off. Hey, especially with shotgun like that. Nice play through the teleporter. Took a bit more damage through the gunblade, but after this, he should be fairly well set. The 50 health is not going to be available, and that 25 is even going to be a little bit risky. So top of the map, I'm not quite sure what he wants to accomplish here, but he definitely wants to steal away that armor before he dies. Nice. So yellow armor just picked up here by GoReY. I'm actually going to switch my camera back over to him very briefly here as he's up 6-3. 37 health left for him, coming back up into mid-map. He's got pretty much every weapon he could want at this point. Just needs to know where his opponent is and play go. I mean, red armor is going to be available. It's going to be a veritable trade-off for the mega health. But it's going to be one that apparently GoReY is more than willing to play with. It's all going to come down to this yellow armor. Cannot make the hit. Not the initial one, at least. Again, this is where actually GoReY needs to be turtling a little bit and throwing out the ninja damage. Ah. Nice fight on the red armor there, but it's going to be one that GoReY kind of gets the short end of the stick with. But on the 50 health, he's able to take away the frag, making it, oh wow, so very low on it. That 50 spawning right after that gave him the opportunity to come back into the map and kind of regain what he had lost in that fight. But hyrv did not want to lose that opportunity. So now we have a 3 frag game. One that hyrv has a very strong chance of pulling back together here. He's got a little bit of health to work with, a bit of armor as well, but the rockets are going to be kind of killer for him if he can't make the hits. But there's a nice, beautiful pair of electro bolt hits with yellow armor on the other end of it. Now I'm sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words here. It's just so damn early. We're within 2 frags here, and now you can see the kind of tension building up in hyrv. He needs to not let too many of his shots go due to nerves, however. That could wreck him. And a bit of a mistiming on Mega means that the fight for it is going to be much more bloody to hyrv than otherwise. But 20 health left for him, he should be alright. He's only down by one frag, but oh no, that electro bolt is going to be nailing him in the back, but look at this. He's going to be taking another one off of the spawn, so a bit of an FML spawn. That's not going to be helping his situation at all, so the big print giveth, the small print taketh away. And GoReY is going to be back in charge here. Now, that being said, hyrv got away with a very clean Mega health. So if hyrv can throw in a few more ninja shots, he should be A-okay. But that's not what we needed. Or rather, what he needed. Nice. Oof. Alright, so a bit of a derp way to lose out a frag, GoReY, but that'll still work. 7-9. And with a bit of a play on top of red armor coming back through the teleport, it's going to be a lot of close range LG. Not a lot of it's hitting. That was a lot of damage done with that rocket launcher, but hyrv still got it, and now he's within 1 frag. But here, he needs to, you know, not worry so much about making the individual frags, but also having enough health left over after those frags in order to A, make another one, and B, just survive, just not die. So 1 minute left on the clock, still 10 seconds to red armor. If he wants to hang out on top of the platform, that is going to ruin him. There's going to be no way he can survive that if he wants that to be his fight. But he turns his back at the last second and ends up exposing himself to a bit more damage. So now he's having to leave red armor, and he's still a bit low on health and armor himself. 50 seconds, red armor taken away by GoReY. This is where he needs to really get a lot of these long-range EB hits in. And in fact, he's gotten 2 without trading off all that many. Nice rockets. 35 seconds. This is going to be very, very close. GoReY getting another frag, and we have hyrv spawning in such a way that he can get a quick red armor. Electro Bolt is not going to be available. 1 second to Mega, but does he know the timing on it? No, he doesn't, but he can still do a lot of damage, even coming up the jump pad. But he needs to be careful. He's at 19 health, and with those pain sounds, GoReY's going to know it, and there's the 50 health is gone. I mean, what options does hyrv have as far as health goes right now? Yeah, none. So 8-11, 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be it. 8-11, a very close game, but GoReY taking away the second map. It looks like for the first time here on the stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be seeing ourselves a tiebreaker. Glad that everyone stuck in for that entire map, though. Lol. Man, this NOS is just not kicking in the way it needs to. All right, lower bracket round 1 is over. Round 2 should have already started for most of you. Thank you, Inane, for the update. And the fact that lower bracket games are going on right now is very, very good. It means that we're keeping things moving at a very nice clip, at a very nice pace. Sometimes it amazes me how much smoother online tournaments can run, even though, you know, everybody's in different time zones and different countries and all that jazz. How much smoother they can run than LAN games. Oh well, it happens. All right, so yeah, all of the rounds for round 1 lower bracket are done. I assume Vishek and Darkwave are playing right now. And GoReY wants a drink of water. So I think we'll oblige. I'm gonna sleep good this afternoon, I'll tell you what. But hey, we're getting about to the point where a lot of the Americans should be waking up as well. So this will be good, we can all enjoy the Warsaw goodness. Actually, I gotta hand it to these guys. It's only been running for almost 2 hours now, and we've almost got the upper bracket finished, and round 1 of the lower bracket's already done. So bravo, Inane, and the rest of the Stickmen crew. Is it supposed to be Stick Dudes? Well, today, yes it is, because they're doing a fantastic job. I've been privy to a lot of really poorly run brackets and tournaments over the years, and I always appreciate it when these guys have their stuff in line. I will say though that Urban Terror players are the most spoiled of them all, because I show up to an Urban Terror match, and even though GTV might take a little bit of time to set up, all the players are there, plus substitutes if need be. All right, but we're going over to WDM5. Apparently hyrv doesn't want it. Oh, there's still 3 left? Oh, okay. So we're not necessarily going over to WDM5. We'll see. All right, guys, we have the final map of 5 coming up here. Of the remaining 5 maps, we're having the one tiebreaker being decided right here, right now, between GoReY and hyrv. So we're going to be coming up on that match very shortly. Afterwards, we're going to be catching up with the other upper bracket semi, seeing how that's going. And we may have an upper bracket final directly after that, depending on how they want to stagger things, if at all. But either way, lower bracket games are just going to keep on going.
Over.
And it looks like we're going over to WDM6, one that we've already seen today. But a very awesome, excellent map as well. Alright, so first game we saw hyrv take it. I was on Acid WDM2. A very polarizing map. It's very much a love-hate sort of map. It has its own groove, it has its own feel, and if you can't get into that groove, you're not going to do well on the map. And GoReY, for whatever reason, just didn't today. So came back around and took it back in WDM2, tying it back up 1-1 map scores. And so this will be in WDM6 as far as the tiebreaker goes, and it definitely has its own groove, but we're gonna have to see how these guys play it out. Gonna start my camera out on GoReY. Here's me spawning in the mid-tier, right at the rocket launcher, right below where that yellow armor will be spawning in about 10 seconds now. And actually, that's a really great place to be. You can get some good weapons, some good ammo, and you can have complete control over where you want to go. You could be like, hey, my opponent's over at red. Can I do enough damage to him right now to justify me going to red? No? Okay, then I'll go Grit Mega. And that is exactly why the yellow armor is like the key place on the map to really hold down and to really control. So no frags yet, but GoReY's taken a significant amount of damage. He's having to stack back up here. And look at this. Very, very nice shots either way, leaving GoReY with only 63 points of health. What does hyrv got? He's only got 51 and a bit of armor to work with. Still 10 seconds left to go to fill red armor. But Mega was also just taken away by GoReY. So that should leave hyrv with timing on Mega. Or rather, roughly, at the very least. But yellow armor is going to be the only thing he can really work with at the moment. Nice. He's actually being much, much more cautious this round. He being hyrv, that is. So, a minute and a half in, still no frag. Mega's going to be up, and actually there's been relatively little damage done to each other, but look at this, a fight is going to be breaking out after Mega health. And GoReY's coming back in with Plasma, trying to force his way back through to the teleporter, going for that 50 health, but that is going to be the corner that he gets stuffed in by hyrv's rocket launcher. So a really ballsy play, and one that played out probably the way that most of us expected it to play out. Not well for GoReY. So first frag up for hyrv, and once again, this is the tiebreaker. Every frag here is absolutely vital. So we've got hyrv coming back up top. We have 8 seconds to the next Mega health, which is going to be the big thing to play for. GoReY makes the fight way, way, way too early. I mean, sometimes those fights need to be not about making the frags and doing the damage, but just getting into that position and stealing an item. Sometimes. I mean, especially here at red armor. That can happen all the time. So hyrv with Mega health. I believe GoReY got away with that armor, but look at that armor get burned off right there. Beautiful rocket by hyrv as GoReY maintains control of the top of the map. A lot of just dancing around right now, wanting to spam off every potential entrance that hyrv could have into the red armor room. Little bit of a paranoid play there by him, but he's able to get off a bit of damage either way. 7 minutes left on the clock. 47 health from him. I mean, a lot of these little peek out shots have cost him dearly, just because it's brought him within Electro Bolt capability from GoReY. And that's worn him down before, it's just that GoReY cannot afford to lose the advantage and cannot afford to lose momentum when he takes over. But that being said, it's only 2-0. Still a lot of time for this thing to turn back around. Nice rail by GoReY. Wow, nice pair rails by GoReY. So this is, yeah, exactly what he needs to be doing. Ouch. 3 health left for GoReY here. Gonna be difficult running out of this thing. And let's see how much health hyrv had after that. Actually, quite a bit. Enough to kind of carry it on through to another frag off of the spawn. Maybe a third if he can get the grab. Not quite going to be happening here. Probably made his way back up towards top. And there we have him dropping down from above in order to rock on down for rockets and red armor. And he's going to actually get more out of that than he probably expected. Not maybe as much damage, but he got a fairly painless red armor. So 3 seconds to Mega health. And it's quite likely that GoReY will be making a stake in for it. There's the grab, but where's the Ken? So 5 minutes, 20 seconds left here. Wow, nice LG from both sides, but GoReY's gonna be able to get the frag, finally getting himself up on the board. But that leaves him fairly low on health. Mega health is gonna be available for him, at least. But he's got a long way to go in order to make the fight happen for Red Armor. But hyrv is actually on the wrong end of the map for this. I mean, this is going to be a fight that hyrv does not really want to be in. He wants to be maintaining control at this point, not really potentially, you know, trading away items or potentially even giving some of them away. And because of his late response to Red Armor, it cost him more time to get over towards Yellow Armor. So again, that cost him time, and that'll be another frag for GoReY. So now this is going to be the beginning of his role. Just needs to carry it on through. Took very little damage that time around, but here comes the fight for what I'm not quite sure. I mean, Yellow Armor was not going to be there, and he was the one to get the last grab, so he didn't have a very good reason for being on the spawn itself. I mean, that was the only place where GoReY could potentially go, and he gave it to him, and he never really recovered from it or grabbed a good weapon. So GoReY now only down by 1. Nice. 4 minutes left here. Red Armor taken. And GoReY hasn't exactly given anything away here, especially with those rockets, jeez. All he needs to do now is just get that little bit of extra oomph. Now, I do appreciate the fact that he's breaking off from his main angle of attack and is trying to go for something else. Now, that might mean that hyrv can grab another like 50 health or so, but that direct rocket right as he comes around the corner in order to grab away Red Armor, that is going to be a huge boon for GoReY, but that rocket right in his face is going to slow him down a little bit. Mega health is going to be available, but it's going to be difficult for him to get over to it in time. In fact, he's going to be leaving it back up. 10 seconds left to Red Armor, and he's just going to try to bait it out and try and see if he can catch hyrv unawares and, you know, get the Red Armor as well. Nice Plasma. It's one of the things that surprises a lot of players coming to Warsaw from like Quake Live or Quake 3. It's like, yeah, Plasma is freaking useful at even kinda longish ranges. It's a really great spam weapon. But 6-5, very close game. GoReY with only 1 point of health left, going for that 25 in the armor, but that armor is always a trap. It's going to be one that's sprung on GoReY as hyrv takes him back on down. 7-5, 2 minutes 38 seconds left on the clock. Again, the time is getting very short, very close for GoReY to make something happen. He's biding his time, though. He's not really sticking his neck out right now. But the pot shots aren't hitting, and hyrv shots are. He's able to maintain a good stack here, but right now the stack is not going to be helping as much as a bit of aggression goes. Here it comes, and it's actually coming from hyrv now. A great moment to turn that fight right back around and make it happen where GoReY was not wanting to finish off that little bit of LG. So now GoReY's having to react to what hyrv doing. Going well, obviously. 8-6 now. Still only 2 frags. This thing is still way too close to call. But hyrv pulling another frag off with Gunblade only. That was a nice play, nicely done, and took very little damage in the meantime. Again, a lot of these rockets kind of cascading harmlessly off. We have a bit of a dance going on right now, but Mega Health is going to be available. Red Armor's coming up. It's going to be an adequate trade-off, except Mega Health is actually still up. Why is it still up? That actually needs to be something that GoReY really needs to be gunning for. I mean, does hyrv just want to stay up in the Mega Room for the entire rest of the match? Down in the Mega Room, rather. So final minute, and this thing has kind of gotten away from GoReY. I mean, a lot of really good opportunities, but hyrv was able to stiff arm him just long enough in order to keep this thing out of his reach. So GoReY, in this tiebreaker game against hyrv, is actually going to be dropped down to the lower bracket. That bit of an upset, I know. But this is what double elimination is for. If it was single elimination, I would actually be kind of pissed. But 8 seconds is going to be 10-8. A very, very close game, but GoReY could just not close the gap and catch his opponent unaware. So there we have it, 10-8. Final score coming into this. And we're going to be looking for the next matchup here very shortly. I'm actually going to go take a look at the brackets and also take a few more swigs from the NOS. Try and wake up a little bit. But as people wake up on the east coast of the U.S., I want to welcome them onto the channel as well. And once again, a huge thanks to levelupyourgame.net for providing the badass stream tonight.